Hi, I'm Will Johnson, president of TimberKing. You know, at TimberKing, we like to say that we build tanks, not toys. And in nearly 90 years of building equipment, that concept comes down to one very simple thing. There's no substitute for solid welded steel. And that is why every TimberKing mill is built around a superstructure that we call the Big Three: a solid-welded four-post head, a solid-welded twin-beam cutting deck, and a solid-welded power core. Let's have a look at these features at the Big Three and see how they fit in to the TimberKing picture. Item one of the Big Three solid-welded superstructure is our solid-welded four-post head. It's at the heart of every TimberKing mill, and we've been building mills like this for 25 years. Now, a lot of mills have four-post head, but not all four-post heads are created equal. Not all four-post heads are solid welded. Many of them rely on nuts and bolts to hold them together, and when you're in a cutting operation with vibration, with stress, nuts and bolts can come loose. Solid welded four-post head is the way to go. So the second part of the Big Three is our solid welded cutting deck. Now, if you're a Ford guy, Chevy guy, Ram guy, I don't care. You would never buy a truck with a bolt together frame. And the same should be true of a sawmill, because you're talking about similar payloads. It's what your truck has, it's what your sawmill should have. Number three of the Big Three is our solid welded power core. Look, at the end of the day, a sawmill comes down to an engine and a blade. And that's what our power core supports. Now, it's kind of hard to see that weldment with all the covers and the blade and the belt. So we're gonna go over here and actually look at the piece that's at the heart of this third part of the Big Three. Let's have a look. So like I said a minute ago, a sawmill really comes down to two things: power and a blade. And those two things come together in our solid welded big beam cutting core. That's where everything meets. That's the most important part of your mill, and that's why it has to be so heavy built. You've got your engine, you've got your blade wheels, and your blade all coming together. There's a lot of vibration, there's a lot of stresses. These need to be dampened, and you need to be sure not to be depending on nuts and bolts to hold all this together. That's what we do at TimberKing. We make solid welded, simple stuff. It's not fancy, it's not fussy, but the Big Three solid welded features of our superstructure are what set us apart from everybody else. These three things, the Big Three, are the simple, direct, no frills, no fuss way that TimberKing's been making mills since 1929, sending them out to customers like you for years of trouble-free use.